for me, Asher Allah. They didn't listen, so they try to be the living power, the Most High. Know what you got to say for yourself. Know that you're living in this place called hell. You make your weapons, your satellites. You even make the cities in the sky. All you was thinking, you should have changed your plans. Now that the sky bursts open, here comes the man. I show the heathens how things going to be, but still they won't hearken to me. How can you say that you love the Lord when you don't know the meaning of love? Love should have brought you close to Moses' laws. You should have been listening to what was written from the beginning. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Oh, yeah, yeah.
One of the things that stuck in my heart, whether it's no matter what other different people out there look out for their own self. So why in the hell should black people in America be concerned about the whole damn world and they don't give a damn about you? I don't see why that's so hard to understand. Can you elaborate just a little bit, go into a little bit, summarize a little bit what the general was dealing with there and talk about the Passover, sir?
Again, I'm Capt. Tazaryach of I.S.U.P.K. And what you said about General Yohana is why I tell everybody, like, when it comes to Commander General Yohana, and people be like, well, he don't know this or he don't know that, we don't call him the leader for nothing. He's not called the leader of every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian for nothing, because he knows how to lead. He knows how to set a precedence that you just can't compare nothing else to. That's commanding General Yohana. That's why he has that title. That's why he has that position. And when it comes to the Passover, which Commanding General Yohana will be bringing out a gang of information as far as the cities we lived in Egypt, why the Passover is so important. And the reason why he said, why can't black people be selfish? Because if you look at the slave mentality black folk have, there's nothing that we want to ourselves. Every time a black person does something, it's like he gotta incorporate another nation to grab onto it. Whereas every nation on the planet, when they want to get their come up or when they want to make their name known, they ain't joining themselves to other people. But the slave mentality that we have, it's like we can't be anybody unless Massa with us, an African with us, or the Chinese man with us, or somebody got to be joined with us. When in order for black people to have any sense of freedom or comeuppance, we got to first be black people amongst ourselves. So you know what we got to do? We got to be selfish. Selfish in the sense of no matter who we do business with. And white people understand this, and Arab people understand this. When we say we want to be selfish, that white supervisor that works with you, does commerce with you, he thinks about building white America, even though he's doing commerce with black people. So black people got to have that same mentality. Whatever commerce you do, whatever business transactions you do, that's fine. But that financing needs to belong to your people only. That neighborhood needs to belong to your people only. And we try to bring everybody into it. And once we bring them other nations into it, because the Lord told us not to, some kind of way we always be at the bottom. Like we brought white folk into Harlem. You look at the state of Harlem now. It's white folk jogging all around here. It's white folk just traveling. They got the Scientology place. They taking over Harlem. The Hamites run every stand you can find. When I say Hamites, I'm talking about Africans. And then where are our stores becoming? Our stores are becoming out here. Our stores are becoming, when the brothers do the lectures, they sell their merchandise up there. Why we don't have our own stores? Because we're not being selfish. It's time for black people to learn what and I don't mean selfish like build your own single house. You know what I mean? It is like School of U.P.K. We're not selfish. That's why we hit them streets. Like Officer Tazaryach up in Syracuse. Officer Tazaryach up in Syracuse got one of the baddest radio stations on Monday. The camp is glorious. They go out to the prison system up in Clinton. That's why we drove up there, because now we're going to start teaching up in Clinton. So Tazaryach is doing great work up there. We had the brother, Officer Parasha in the U.K., just did a lecture in the U.K. If y'all ever check out his speakings, he's surrounded by nothing but devils, like 4 or 5 of them, holding camp camp because we're not selfish. You got brothers with our food program, with our prison program, where we go to the prison system because we're not selfish. So when we saying it's time, when we saying to be selfish, it's not in a personal aspect, it's a nation aspect. Just like Asians are selfish, they deal with their own. Arabs are selfish, they deal with their own. Why can't we do it? And the proof that we're the strongest people, the minute we try to be selfish, who tries to get us to not be selfish and start caring about them? Every other race on the face of the planet. Soon as black people want to stand amongst themselves, white folks saying, but I thought civil rights changed that. That's what makes Martin Luther King a detriment to black people. Because the minute we want to build something of our own, they come with the civil rights movement. They come with the segregation. They come with everything to make us be a part of them so that they can keep that mask. That's why with that story that came out with Nixon, which Jenna Johanna also brought out, that story that came out with Nixon and how they set up a system to categorically destroy us and to show you how, like they said it was supposed to be for hippies and drug dealers, right? Hippies are still hippies. White folks are still doing it, but they're not attacking them no more. But for black people, they have stayed attacking us since before that, but that's when you find that they had a plan to categorically attack us. If you go back to Hoover, it's even worse. You know what I mean? So what Jenna Johanna is talking about is the most important thing, and it's the only plan for our liberation in any facet. No matter what you want to call yourself, if what you call yourself allows you to join yourself to another nation, you will fail, which is what makes the Israelite School of U.P.K. perfect, because we only join ourselves to brothers that are like ourselves. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say.